Mila Rose. Mila Rose is, I don't know, the leader of these three, I would say. But they all like fight one another. Yeah. That she's kind of the one that like reels them in, like, hey, we can't be bitching at one another about, who looks beautiful or who's, gonna help, Holly Bell out. We need to, do as we're supposed to as Fractionis, and he calls to fighting the enemy in front of us. Mila Rose, is a wrong card number 55. You know, Mila Rose is, one who fought against, Rangiku, basically all the, lieutenants who were around. And she, and Hinamori. She, was one of the, she's probably, like, I'd say out of those three, the leader of those three. If you ask me, she's the tallest one. She's like, one that's like, doesn't matter, we have to take down these enemies. We can bitch about our, differences later. You know, the enemy in front of us is the Soul Reapers, so we need to take them down. Mila Rose. Um, her strength is at 80%. Speed, 81%. Durability, 83%. With her endurance at 81%. 78 for her intelligence, and an 80 for her experience. 81 for her close skills, range skills, 78%. 80 for her recoup, and then 83 for her hacks. So her overall power score is at 80.5, just like her friend over there, called Apache. Their bond goes way back. Tear Holly Bell found them and was like, I'll protect you girls. Then eventually Aizen found them and he was like, I can give you even greater power so you can protect these girls, and I'll even give them powers so they can be your Fractionis as we go into, not Soul Society, but into, the world of the living and defeat the Soul Reapers, and then I can create the Oken and, become, all powerful with, the powers on par with Soul King. And she was going to help him do that, and she was a part of that group called the Shrestha Besta unit under Tia Holly Bell. Not the most powerful and other things, but she did survive that war. She was, one of those ones that did, and she was in the 1,000-Year Blood War too. But be cool, call on the corner.